Welcome to Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health. I'm Bob McElligott, along with Jody Shelley. We're joined right now by Blue Jackets President of Hockey Operations, John Davidson. JD, when you came in here a couple of years ago, you started with your mantra of one brick at a time and preaching patience and grow with us. And you had some early success with a team that went to the playoffs. And then, because of injury or underperforming, that fell back a little bit. As you sit here right now, is this on track to where you thought it would be at this point?
Yeah. It's a good question. You know, coaches live for today or yesterday or tomorrow, really a tight time frame. Management has to look at a big picture and have the understanding of what you're trying to do and how you're going to get there. And nothing ever goes exactly according to plan, but I like our big picture for sure. I think that this is a group that we're starting to see the fruits of drafting, the fruits of development, the fruits of the coaching staff. And the other thing that I really like, which I find very interesting, and going through the exit meetings, and you guys have been around here since I've been here too, is we have tried to change the culture of the group to be more businesslike, more professional, get into the business of winning. The only thing that should be ahead of the business of winning is your family, period. And going through the exit meetings with each player individually, with management, it was really, really gratifying to hear players talk about business, to hear players talk about what they want to do in the summer, to hear players talk about how the season went, how their room was. In other words, we didn't have to suggest, the self-evaluation was very strong. We didn't have to say, you guys got to stop doing this and try to do this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was them telling us. And that means we're over the hump. It has taken some time. And I can't tell you how good I feel about that with this group of players.
When you bring that up, culture change was talked about here for a long time. Being here through several coaches, it was a line that was repeated over and over. But as you said, now you can see that that's really happening. How much of it has to do with the coach you have in John Tortorella? The
experience of his coaching has made a difference down there. I mean, he's not afraid to go down and say, why aren't you in the weight room? He doesn't have to do that anymore, but he did that for a while to make sure whoever it was in the weight room, type of thing. Where before, I don't know if I were, that type of thing. So there's a multitude of different things where everybody's been a part of it, but also give the players credit for recognition on if they have careers and they're short. No matter what you say, some players' careers could be 4 years. Some could be like Al McInnes, who played in St. Louis for 22 years, but that's not very often. So how many kicks do you have at this thing? Not many. So do what you can instead of when it's over, looking back and says, well, why didn't I do that? And it's message received, and it's message that the players, in hearing them talk, really believe in. They're in a good place.
That's interesting because you guys draft on skill, and the people from the outside don't understand. But we've watched you guys, and we had a conversation, I think, last year. You said, we want good people in here. And that's really what you've done, too, in an essence of having what you say. And you speak of the exit meetings, the attitude. You brought in some good people, too.
One thing about athletes, if they dedicate themselves for the length of their career, generally they're in their 40s or younger when they're done. They got a whole half of a life to live. So you can set yourself up for it. And I think our group really understands that. They're in a good place. They get along well, they push each other, there's some honesty involved in the room itself. The room's got to be the players' room. It shouldn't be any part of management or coach's room. It's now their room, they're taking care of it. Nicky's come along as a captain, Nick Foligno. There's a lot of good things. Doobie's been really good with his here's a guy that is the hardest working guy in practice every day. First guy out there every day. Plays hard in every game. And he's really understood his role in the room. It's gotten better and better and better. Not that it wasn't good, but it's gotten better and better and better. And you love to see that. There's improvements that have gone on here.
A bright spot this season was that 16-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Do you think that the guys learned how to win during that? Because it was like the attitude all year was one day at a time. Yeah. And it was almost like a switch went off that, hey, this is more important than anything else, winning. Let's keep this going. And you get that sense that was a big part of this.
I thought it was really good for us. First of all, it gives you points in the bank regarding making the playoffs. And then the guys, I think, really learned to enjoy the fact of what winning's about. And they want that feeling and they want that taste. But it was interesting to hear players talk about how much they want to win a playoff round. and then go from there. That was a theme, and I get that. Some have won playoff rounds. There's nothing better. There's nothing better. I'm telling you, it's something special, and it's an achievement. Everybody gets behind you, and then on top of that, I mean, we won that one game here, and the place went nuts. I mean, our building, our city, was just. That may be another reason why I was bummed, because I know how badly these people want it too, and they got to wait just like I do for next year. But I think there's some legitimate good feelings about next year going in about this hockey club with Seth Jones and Werenski, and Bob's going to get over the hump in the playoffs. I know he is. There's a lot of different things here that are really good things.
Just to finish it off with you, let's go from that standpoint where you talked about the city and the fans. And once these people got behind you, and once you saw what you saw in the playoffs, and that they have to wait just like you do, you know, how exciting are you guys going to make it for them, that this can be something that they look forward to every year, getting into the playoffs?
To the last few days, to stop at the gas station or go into the dry cleaners or into the grocery store, which I did, there's a lot of people that the compliments were there, and you had a sense of belief, as opposed to, oh, geez, they put in the tank again or whatever. And these people have a right because of the big-time roller coaster that they've been on as fans, especially the long-term fans. I think there's a little more to it this time. We're young enough to know that the young players that we have are good, talented players and should be here for some time. And why can't we be good? And I think we will be good. We have a good coaching staff. We have a good scouting system all over the world, and we're going to get better.
JD, thank you so much for taking some time
guys.
with us. And have a good summer. Have a fun summer, as fun as you can now that you've gotten over your disappointment. That is John Davidson, Blue Jackets President of Hockey Operations. For Jody Shelley, I'm Bob McElligott. Thanks for watching Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health.